You're listening to Zap Night's Zap Chats, a monthly video game discussion. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Zap Chats. I'm your host, Danny.
And I'm your co-host, Kaylie.
Kaylie, how are you?
I'm okay.
That's good.
Boiling away at 11.
Yeah. So, today we're actually doing things a little bit differently. We are playing Final Fantasy XI while we're recording a podcast episode, which might turn out to be awful. I'm not really sure. We might find ourselves a little more distracted than necessary, but we're going to do our best. I just leveled up to level 2, by the way. Anyway, so today we are going to be talking a little bit about Final Fantasy XI. Probably not too much. We're going to save the majority of that for our podcast episode. But we do want to talk about the Nintendo Direct that was just like a couple days ago. So that's pretty cool. There's some cool stuff that came out of that. And then whatever other kind of tangents that pop up along the way. So, Kaylie, what have you been playing?
Honestly, well, I was going to say mostly Final Fantasy XI, but I actually did start picking up some of the Pokemon Arceus that just came out.
Nice.
The Arceus Legends or whatever it is.
You've played a little bit of it already?
Yeah, I've played a few hours of it. It's interesting. I'm excited to actually review it for the podcast at some point in the future.
See, that was my problem. I didn't want to start. I didn't want to pick it up because I want it to be all just for the podcast. So, like, if I start playing it, I don't want it to be spoiled for when I do want to start playing.
I get it.
But it does look really, really cool, and I think that it'll be nice when we do decide to start picking it up. I think we'll enjoy it. We don't really have it in the in the list of games to play yet in our backlog. We don't have it scheduled, but we'll probably get a chance to throw it in. So for me, I've been just playing Final Fantasy XI. Lori's been replaying Horizon Zero Dawn, which has been a lot of fun. I pick it up every now and then just to run around with her, but otherwise, I really have just been playing 11. But yeah, I did buy Arceus, and so Nintendo, speaking of Arceus, Nintendo...
Pokemon Center?
Yeah, Pokemon Center. They were supposed to send us an Arceus plush, and they didn't. And we were all butthurt about it. Yeah, they canceled it on us. And then, right after we got the game, they sent us a message saying, "Oh, hey, by the way, we're shipping it to you." So we are getting our Arceus plushes. I'm happy about that. But also, right after they sent that, they sent me, a review of the game. Hey, by the way, you should review the game. I'm like, no, I'm not going to review the game until I get my Arceus plush.
They're holding it for ransom.
I am, seriously.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's kind of how I felt too.
Right. It was a dirty move to cancel that last minute.
Well, my thing is they sent you out the notification as they were shipping out stuff, so you didn't even get a chance to cancel to go with a different place to pre-order.
Right, yeah, and they did give us the option to cancel it if we wanted to, but you said, it said it in the cancellation email.
Oh, okay. Well, they shipped it out as soon as I got the email, so
yeah.
I felt like I'm sure I could have gotten it arranged. It's just they'd already sent it out at that point.
Right.
But yeah, they did us a little dirty, but hopefully it'll still get here.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I think now that they've sent the shipping notice, I think we'll get it pretty soon. But yeah, it was kind of dirty, but I'm glad that they're coming back with it. Right. So let's get into Nintendo Direct. I didn't actually watch Nintendo Direct, so there's that.
Notes.
I do have the notes over here, and I've seen a lot about it. And I've talked a lot about it with you and Lori who have watched it.
Yeah.
But there's a couple points that were a little extra special. For me, obviously, being a Square Enix fan, the highlight was bringing Chrono Cross to the Switch, which is really cool. I think it's funny that they don't have Chrono Trigger in the Nintendo eShop, or the Super Nintendo online thing that they have for the Switch.
Yeah.
So, like, that's kind of weird. But, I mean, it's still cool that they're bringing the game to the Switch. I'm really hoping that the fans get behind that and realize that if a lot of copies sell, it gives Nintendo a reason to keep moving forward with the series, so maybe they'll make more.
Yeah, maybe. I am kind of excited to see the, like, upgrades, because, I mean, you know, with the remaster, I guess they upgraded the music a little bit.
Oh, that's kind of dumb. I mean,
well,
don't mess with a good thing, guys.
But it was such amazing music. What if they actually do it right?
Right, yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, I don't know. The little bit of graphics I had seen, it did look pretty nice, all considering.
Yeah, it's really just cleaned up. And if you do play the original, you can tell that it could use a little cleaning up. It's a little rough around the edges. It still looks beautiful, but it's a little rough. I mean, it's a PS1 game, so what do you expect? But what's cool is Chrono Cross is totally on our backlog list, so maybe this will be the reason that we sit down and play it.
And Crimson Echoes.
Yeah, that's another game that I would really like to play, while we're at it.
Yeah. For sure.
What else? Let's see, what else got released or announced? Mario Kart 64 has an anniversary. It looks like they're doing a Mario Kart like DLC for Mario Kart 8, which is really nice. Mario Kart 8 could use some DLC if they're not going to make a Mario Kart 9.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of silly that they aren't just making a Mario Kart 9, but Mario Kart 8 looks just fine. So, I mean, it could use something to refresh it a little bit. But, it's not amazing. It could use some refreshing. Obviously most people would prefer a brand new game, but it is what it is. A lot of people are excited about Switch having the sports.
Games. I did see that. I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of excited about that. Mainly because my kid loves sports, like, stuff, and I think he would like that.
Yeah, no, it's
really good.
It's really neat. And I mean, for me and Lori, I mean, when we got the Switch, we really, really loved the Wii Sports stuff. And I mean, we played lots of hours in that, even when there was better games to play. So I mean, genuinely, it's a good move for them.
Sure.
Let's see, what else we got here. Pokemon Go is doing some event stuff. Arceus is doing some mystery gifts. Let's see. Fire Emblem had some stuff that was announced. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Oh, Metroid Dread is coming out with an update. They are doing a Dread mode.
Hard mode?
Yeah, well, they already have a hard mode, so this is going to be like super duper hard.
The Dreadful mode.
Dreadful mode, yeah, where like everything is basically one hit kill, which kind of sucks. I don't know too many people that would enjoy that a whole lot, but I mean, it's there. It's available for the hardcore gamers.
Yeah.
Earthbound is coming to the Super Nintendo Online thing, which, okay, it's nice, don't get me wrong, but we already have an option to play Earthbound in the Switch or the Super Nintendo Classic, so it's like not that super special. But it's an option for people who've never played it, like us. It's another one of those games that it's on the list of eventually trying to play, but it's not part of our nostalgia series, so we haven't played it yet.
It do be like that sometimes.
It's true, man. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 they announced, which is really cool. We haven't played any of the Xenoblade Chronicle games. I have them, but I haven't played them. So that's kind of neat. I would really, again, in our backlog of stuff, I would really like to pick it up and try it sometime. But I don't know. It just has to be at the right time. Mm-hmm. Maybe this will be something that kickstarts that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, what are we gonna do after Final Fantasy is all caught up?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? We're gonna have to find something. Granted, once we finish the Final Fantasy series, we'll still
start over.
Well, no, well, yeah, maybe.
Oh, okay.
we'll still have all of the like side Final Fantasy stuff to do.
Sure.
There's hours and hours of Final Fantasy 11 that we would still have left to do.
Right.
And 14 for that matter. So I mean,
yeah,
it's not like that's we're ever gonna be done playing Final Fantasy games. Yeah, Lori says Type 0. Absolutely. I mean, Type 0 is an amazing game. I've been trying to get Kaylie to play it for years.
I know. I'm sorry.
That was the first Final Fantasy game that came out on the PS4.
Aww.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it was a re-release, but still. Also, speaking of, they just announced that they were planning on doing a whole bunch of stuff for Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII's 25th anniversary? Is that what it is? 25? Yeah. 25th anniversary is this year. And they're talking about releasing, like, a ton of content for Final Fantasy VII. Like, I don't know what all that entails, but it sounds like it's going to be pretty awesome. I mean, I'm all for more Final Fantasy VII content. Specifically, Final Fantasy VII Part 2. That would be great.
Yeah, right?
I doubt that they're going to be releasing that. If it comes out this year, I'll be very surprised. It'll probably be announced this year and then be released, like, maybe next year, maybe late next year. But yeah, no, it's all good stuff. As long as Square keeps trying, they always tend to like fall just under the bar that everyone sets, and then they get yelled at for it. But I mean, 16 is still out there too. Like, we haven't heard any new news about 16 in quite a while, so I'll be curious to know if, obviously Square's working on it, but I want to see more. I want to know if it's going to be released, if it's going to be released this year. Obviously, it will be released eventually, but I want it released now.
Right? I mean, it feels like... I mean, we waited for so long for the first part. It's just like, it came and went so quick.
Right, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
Oh, also, by the way, guys, Horizon Forbidden West is coming out this week, the 18th. So, like, me and Lori are super excited for that. I'm debating on taking the day off to play that game. So we'll see if I end up actually doing that or not. I mean, I might. I have days that I could take off, so why wouldn't I? But yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, I know. Kaylie, if you would just play Horizon Zero Dawn, you could be excited with us.
I have no problem doing these things. I just am poorly managed my time. I just poorly managed my time. That's all. That's the only excuse I have.
I totally get it. I mean, to try and play more than one game a month is already, like, that's a chore in itself. But, like, to play one game a month is a chore in itself as well.
It's kind of like going out to eat. Like, I know what I really like and what I really would like to eat. And everyone's like, but you've got to try the steak. You've never tried anything like the steak. And I'm like, believe me, the steak is probably immensely better.
But I really like the burger.
The chicken fingers. But I really like the burger. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, Kaylie, you could start coming over once a week and we'll play through some Horizon. That way you can get an idea of what it's like and get the storyline in, and yeah, it's such a good game. I guarantee you'll love it. I guarantee it. If you can handle playing Final Fantasy 15, Horizon Zero Dawn is way better. It's just gameplay and everything. It's so much better. It's so good.
I mean, at this rate, Final Fantasy, anything better than... I would play it over Final Fantasy 11.
Right.
Well, that's it. Stop the podcast.
We gotta play. We're done.
I have priorities now. Yeah.
Oh man. So our next podcast episode is going to be on the 1st. It may or may not be Final Fantasy XI, depending on if we get the Windurst missions finished. That's kind of the goal right now, is to finish the Windurst storyline and, you know, have that be our topic of discussion and our goal for being able to say that we, quote, beat the game, even though I know, and you guys know, it's not beat. But, you know, that's a good criteria to be under. The people that we've talked to who have been in the game have kind of agreed that that's a good spot to say, yeah, that's the main storyline, even though, like, obviously that's not beating the game, but it's a good spot. So yeah, as long as we have that game or have that quest line finished, we will be sitting down and reviewing it on the next podcast episode. So look forward to that. Otherwise, we may have to throw in a filler game, just depending on what we have available. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out and watching or listening to this episode of Zap Chats. Like I said, our next podcast episode will be out soon, and until then, we'll talk to you guys later.